What's going on, everyone? This is AntCap24 from Playbook.gg. In this video, we're going to continue our series on basic defensive adjustments as we talk all about shading your coverages. Now, if this is the first time checking out our channel and you want to win more games playing Madden, hit that subscribe button below. Don't forget to also click that bell icon to make sure you never miss any of our videos. So the intent of this video is to teach how to shade your coverages and the basic 101 aspects of it. How to do over-the-top coverage, how to do underneath coverage, which zones convert to what zones, and basically kind of give you a reasoning why you would want to do each. So I'm going to start off with cover 3 as our first example. And what you're going to see here with the cover 3 sky is you're going to start off with curl flat assignments. Those are the purple ones. Those are the ones that are going to be something that usually stays a little bit higher to start off with and then rallies down to the flat. Now, the way you're going to shade coverage if you don't want to stay in that defense is you're going to press the Y button or the triangle for PS4. It's going to bring up your coverage adjustments. What you're going to see there on the right, you have the ability to flick your right stick either up for over the top, down for underneath, or left or right if you want to do inside or outside. For this video, we're just going to talk about shading your coverages over the top or underneath. When you shade your coverage underneath, what you're going to see is that you're going to play hard flats. What that's basically telling your defense to do is go straight down to the line of scrimmage. You're looking to cover anything within the first 3 to 4 yards of the line of scrimmage. It's an aggressive defense. What it basically lets you do is allows you to cover any quick throws to the flats. A lot of times you're going to use this when you're sending blitzes. The reason for that is that people sometimes are going to throw to the check down routes, and when you do this, you're going to have somebody in that area. A lot of times people are going to run routes with their running back to the flat, and this is a great coverage to use to take away that route. Now, if I'm going to go back to reset the play, and you can see your curl flats, if I was to go ahead and press the Y and do the over top adjustment, you're going to see that they're going to stay in curl flats. Curl flats are the over-the-top adjustment for cover 3. Now, if I wanted to change this to a cloud flat, what I would need to do is I would need to go underneath coverage. So you're seeing that you're telling your players to go underneath. Then from the hard flat assignment, I'm going to play over the top. So basically you're doing underneath, then over the top. That's going to give you a cloud flat assignment. A cloud flat assignment is going to rally down, but it's going to cover basically between the 5 and 12 yard mark. It's definitely got some great uses for it, depending on what route combinations that they're doing. And it gives you a little bit more of protection to where if you just want to give up a couple yards, maybe it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15, something to that nature, it is something that you're going to be able to play a little bit more conservative type of defense when you use those. So those are the things that you're going to look for cover 3 at a cover 3 sky. Now we're going to go ahead and audible to Tampa 2. When you look at Tampa 2, what you're going to see is that they already start in cloud flats. The only thing you can do with Tampa 2 is shade it down. Okay, so when you shade it down underneath, what you're going to see is you're going to get those hard flats. That's going to give you the opportunity to jump any of those quick throws, but it is going to make you susceptible to anything behind them because you are telling your outside players to jump down to the line of scrimmage. Now, if you go ahead and you do, I'm just going to reset this to Tampa 2 again. What you're going to notice if you play over the top coverage, it's not going to change to cloud flat assignment. It's going to stay because in Tampa 2, the highest way you can do it is cloud flats. Now let's get out of this and let's go to a different type of defense. And what we're going to do is just get out and we're going to call something like a seam flat. Okay. Now seam flat is basically, you're going to see those mostly on cover 3 blitzes as a match defense. Okay. So in this sense, it's going to be the buck slant show 2. It's those light purples. I'm just going to pick basically any random play here and we're going to be able to go and show this to you. Okay. Now your seam flats, you have the ability to shade those up or down. When you shade your coverage up to the over the top, it turns into those curl flats. Now, if you go ahead and reset this, you go back to the seam flats. If you want to go ahead and do underneath, you're going to go to the hard flats. So it's kind of an in-between type of coverage. The seam flats have matching principles to them. We're not going to get into that in this video. We will definitely try to do something in a future video on that. But for the sake of this video, we're talking about over-the-top coverage and underneath coverage and how we switch it. Now, if you wanted cloud flats, what you would have to do from your seam flats is the same thing that you had to do with your curl flats. You'd have to go underneath coverage and then over the top coverage. And that's going to give you that cloud flat setting. So that's basically how you'd work these. The last thing we're going to show you here as far as getting in and out of coverages is going to be your cover 4 assignment. Now, I'm going to go to something in the nickel 335, which is a drop coverage of cover 4. Now, the reason why I want to do this and show you this is because not all cover 4s are drop coverages. Some cover 4s are going to be match principles. When you shade match principles, it takes the players that are in the quarter flats out of their match principles and basically will kind of change the intent of that defense. So you want to be careful with that. But with your cover 4 drop, you're going to see you're in quarter flats. If we were to go and play over the top coverage, that's going to change them to curl flats. And that's going to change the way that they play. Now, if you go ahead and you do underneath coverage, what you're going to see is they're going to play the hard flats, just like we did in any other type of coverage. Now, I did allude on it earlier. The type of coverage that you want to use is going to really be depicted on down and distance and tendencies of your opponent. If your opponent is really throwing the ball into the flats, which basically means to the outside near the line of scrimmage, you want to start going into hard flats and make them have to adjust to your adjustment. Football is a cat and mouse game. Anytime that you allow somebody to do a play over and over again, you've got to make the right adjustment to stop that play and make them beat you with different plays. So the hard flat's going to give you that opportunity of basically covering the first 3 to 4 yards on the line of scrimmage. Now, what we were talking about earlier with over-the-top coverage with cloud flats, that's going to definitely give you a little bit more opportunity to defend a little bit further back. And then your curl flats are going to be something that actually work a little bit different. And we're definitely not going to go into this too much as far as how they work. But the curl flat does have the opportunity to play a little bit deeper, but it also has the opportunity to get sucked down depending on the route combination. So if you're facing somebody who is not putting anything as a underneath pattern, then your curl flats are going to do a good job of backing up. But as soon as they do a levels concept where they're putting a low route and a high route, that route is going to jump down, leaving the high route open. So as you play this game, you want to make sure that you use coverages to your advantage in order to combat what your opponent is doing. Now, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you check out these videos below for the most helpful Madden tips. If you're looking to learn from the best players in the world, head over to www.playbook.gg for the most detailed game plans in Madden.